What is culture, and what's the best way to share it with others? If you were to consult a dictionary, you'd probably find that culture is defined to be the customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or other social group. However, through my research, I've found that it really means more than that. In my life, I've lived in a manner of places throughout the US, which has given me the ability to view and experience a variety of lifestyles, cultures, struggles, and achievements. And a prime example of this was when I was in 7th grade, one of my closest friends was a boy from India. His family had moved to the US when he was young, and he would tell me about how he was trying to integrate himself into the cultures of our Texan community while trying to uphold his own culture as he adapted. Over time, as I expressed an interest in learning more about his culture and his beliefs and practice traditions, he would tell me about the generations-old recipes that his family would create, the music and festivities he grew up with, and the deities that he believed in and prayed to. This boy single-handedly broadened my entire perspective of the world and inspired a curiosity that has led me to research and explore a variety of new cultures over the years. Did you know that in a study done on the American populace, in which they tried to have people respond to a prompt on their ability to travel throughout their life, 85% said that they wanted to travel more and see new places. 60% said that they had specific lists of places that they wanted to see. And yet, 76% said that for a manner of reasons, with of course financial being the foremost, that they hadn't been able to go to all the places that they wanted to in their lives, and they regretted it. Honestly, with all the resources available in our modern day country and the ability to travel that you'd think we should have, I was shocked. And so I wanted to center my project around being able to share a culture that people may not have otherwise had the ability to see. To do this, I decided to reach out to the Birches, which is a care home in Concord for residents with advanced stages of dementia. I wanted to create an entirely immersive experience for them, which was an activity that they had coming up, and I asked if I could take over for it. They had the option that I could go in and I could create this entire week-long experience, and that just sounded so exciting. I was thrilled that I could be able to pick any one culture and share everything that I found to be most important through my research with these people. One of the cultures that I've studied throughout my life and found that I've had a lot of interest in is Egypt. Their country is rich with history and traditions totally unique to them, which is exactly what one would want trying to come up with an event like this. I planned for decorations, foods, outfits for the staff, entertainment. I chose to do a presentation that would have been there with an arts and crafts event with the residents. When it came to picking a centerpiece dish, I chose koshari, which as you can see has a lot of different spellings depending on where in the country you're from, but it is the same dish everywhere. It's a popular street food dish that's widely thought to be the national dish of Egypt, though it is not officially recognized by the country to be so. I also found a number of documentaries outlining the history, mysteries, and popular destinations that draw people to Egypt, and the things that excite people about the country. I even learned a basic form of hieroglyphs so that I could have a more interactive experience and event with the residents and potentially teach them more about this culture through them. Sadly, the week before this Culture Week was planned to be, there was an extensive outbreak of COVID in the building, and they had to cancel the event as all the residents were confined to their rooms for their own safety. So instead, I decided to make a video of the presentation that I would have done there. And though most of what else I prepared for and done for this project ultimately wasn't really used, I still feel like I much more clearly understand this spectacular culture, and I'm so thankful for how once again my entire perspective of the world has been broadened and changed for the better. A nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the soul of its people. I'm going to let you think about that for a second. I feel like this quote from Gandhi perfectly captures the idea that culture is more than just a place, a people, or great achievements. It's the summary of all that generations have accomplished as they've evolved and strove to be better and make their mark on the world. It's the foods that set them apart from neighboring countries and the natural resources and beauty that draw people to them and have helped them make their mark. It's the celebrations of their history and the cultures that are there. It's the stories passed down from elder to newborn. It's what makes one place unique from another beyond just the citizens and the land itself. Culture is all around us, and you may not have to go quite so far as you might think to find it. Thank you. Are there any questions? Yes?
What were some of the events that you planned?
I wanted to do several movies, including Cleopatra. I proposed the idea of watching The Lost Ark, as that was a movie that came out during their lifetimes that was very popular. And though it wasn't entirely based in Egypt, there was a good section of it. I wanted to do an event with hieroglyphics after my presentation, where I would have residents come up and I would try to write their names in hieroglyphics, which could be put on their door for the extent of the week, as well as several trips around the grounds and decorations throughout the halls. And I even wanted to reach out to the SPCA to see if they could bring in cats, as cats were traditional animals throughout Egypt, but they turned me down with that. Anything else? Thank you.
Please tell me.